Today's session is very much about stretching and doing some quite basic, back to kind of like your standard Pilates, so you'll enjoy it. Nothing crazy, but as always, work as hard as you can. And we're going to start lying on our backs with our legs dead straight and our arms stretched overhead. So the best way to do that is installation fingers, turn your palms away and reach behind, pointing your toes as you reach your arms. And take a long deep breath, filling that rib cage, expanding out to the side. And as we exhale, we draw the rib cage down, squeeze into the belly, pushing the heels away, pull your toes in, stretch the whole body. Do that again. Inhale, put the toes, lift the rib cage. Exhale, toes in, heels away, push the rib cage down. One more time. And exhale, draw the rib cage down. Slide your arms wide, T-shape, palms to the sky. Take a breath in, and bring your spine, lift your legs up to tabletop. Okay, we first of all rotate. We drop the knees halfway to the right, we turn our head to the left. We pause for an inhale. As we exhale, we're going to pause through the center and straighten our legs up to the sky and keep your toes pointed for the first part of this exercise. Inhaling, bending the knees, taking the knees to the left, eye gaze to the right. Pause, use your obliques, shoulders down to the floor. Inhale, exhale, back through center. Point the toes, extend the knees. And use your breath. Inhale, bend. Exhale, rotate, eye gaze to the left as we drop to the right. Pause as we inhale. As we exhale, back to center, lengthen the legs, toes point to straighten the knees. Inhale, exhale to the left, eye gaze to the right. We pause, squeezing the belly, shoulders down. On the next exhale, we come through to center and we extend the legs up. Breath in, bends to the right, eye gaze to the left. This time, as we inhale, exhale, extending the legs, we push through the soles of the feet. This time the toes are down, dorsiflexion, extending through the knees. We inhale to point the toes, we drop the knees to the left, eye gaze to the right. Squeeze and breathe. And back to the middle, dorsiflexion, pushing the soles of the feet towards the ceiling. Bending the knees to the right, eye gaze to the left. Go a little bit further on that rotation if you can. And back to the middle. Straighten the legs. You just start to feel those hamstrings waking up now. Point the toes, bend the knees to the left, eye gaze to the right. Try and pull the knees a little bit closer in towards your chest when you drop them over. And for the last time, extend our legs up to the sky. And I want you to lift your head and shoulders, and I want you to drop your right leg as you catch your left leg, and just keep the right leg covered, push the left leg to the sky, squeeze the belly, and come up into a little mini crunch. Inhale, exhale, switch, hold the other one. Just pause for breath. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. Start to take your hands a little bit higher if you can, and switch. Lift your shoulders, squeeze your tummy muscle. We go, 6. Pull that leg in, pull your chest up. 4, 3, 2, one more. And 1. Lift the legs up to the sky, hold both your legs together. Interlace your fingers around the back of the thighs, drop your head and shoulders down, and push your legs straight against your arm break. So if you're holding your knees, you're not going to be able to straighten them. So either go below or above and push the leg straight and push your bottom down into the ground. And then bend the knees. Take hold of the knees with your hands. Open the knees wide, take a little roll side to side. Little massage, push the knees away, make little circles. Bring your knees together. Take your arms back out to T-shape. So this time, actually, let's just drop those feet down for a moment. Drop them down, roll the hips, lift up into a bridge, and just pause here. Just quick counter exercise so that we can take ourselves back into that rotation. Just a lovely isolation on the bridge. Push through the thighs, push through your big toes, lift up a little bit higher. Bring the thighs a little bit closer in. We're going to pause here for another 10 seconds, continue to breathe. Exhaling, lifting that a little bit higher. And then take one more breath in. Exhale, roll it out. Pause there, inhale, exhale, lift those legs up to tabletops. Now we're giving your back a little bit of a breather. So have a look at what I'm doing. We're going to drop our knees over to the right, pause, and we're going to extend the top leg, switch to the bottom leg, switch to the top leg, switch to the bottom leg, bring them back together and roll through center. So let's start on the left. Drop your legs over to the left, pause, top leg extends, bottom leg extends to the top and bend, and 3, and 4, back together, roll through the middle. Dropping over to the right, top leg straighten, then swap. And then tuck the opposite heel in towards your bottom to mobilize those knee joints. Inhale, legs together, exhale through the center, over to the other side, and continue. 4, 3, 2, keep those knees tied together, back to the middle. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can take your legs straight and move the top leg and the bottom leg and crisscross them. Not crisscross them, you know, that's what's the word? Fly them like that. Slice the legs and back to the middle. I wouldn't call it scissors. Yeah, maybe it's scissors. 4, 3, 2, and 1. But listen to your body. So my body doesn't mind this one direction, doesn't like it the other. So I'm going to keep my knees a little bit soft and work between the two. Okay, well, let's do one more each side. Make these good. Last one to the right. 3, 2, and 1. Then swing them back into the middle. Take a breath in. Exhale, extend your legs up. Inhale, exhale, lift your head and shoulders. Catch your right leg. Drop your left leg down towards the floor. Hover. Straighten out. Lift and crunch. So use your abs to lift yourself in. And we inhale, exhale, switch. And just pause here for a couple of breaths. Squeeze up a little bit more. Let's go. Switch. Switch. And every time you catch that leg, straighten it out. Straighten it out. Lift the chest. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Lift up higher. 2, last one. And 1. And then lift those legs up together. Bend the knees, keeping your hands around the back of the thigh. Hug them in, lift your head and shoulders and just curl to the floor. Then as we drop our head and shoulders down, open the arms out wide. So I've got my feet tucked down into my thighs. My thighs are pulled as close in towards my chest as possible, and the knees are dropping over to the right. Catch the thigh and take a side twist. Breathe into the left shoulder, pop your eye gaze to the left hand, and enjoy. Keep hold of your legs, and I want you to just push your thighs away from you. So now my legs are sliding down until my hand can just about hold that thigh, and then twist again, and it just changes the stretch a little bit. So I now feel that more across my hip bone, a little bit more into my lower back, and push that left shoulder blade into the floor. Some people do this with maybe straight legs. Depends how long your arms are, really. And I'm also feeling that right across the side of my waistline. Just one more breath here. Release the hands. Just bend those knees a little bit further up again. Lift the top leg. followed by the bottom leg, which will just follow the other movement. Keep the knees tucked in close and drop them over to the left. Hand on that thigh, twist into that right shoulder and breathe. So the knees are tucked up quite close for now. We're going to do 3 or 4 breaths in this position. And then you're going to slide the legs away a little bit. So you might need to walk up your thigh, keep a strong grip, and then twist them more. Shoulders relaxed away from the ears. One more breath. Free the arms, tuck the knees back in, roll your top leg, followed by your bottom leg, and then keeping your feet wide, pop them down. So I'm taking my feet just outside of the edges of my mat. And my knees are just sitting pretty much above those ankles. Inhale, exhale, your arms can stay wide or drop them down by your side and lift those hips up. So we're going to do those hips ways. Then brush the buttocks on the floor as we inhale. Left buttock, left hip dragged up towards the sky. My right hip drop. Inhale through the center and stop to the other side. So we're getting lots of mobilization in the lower back and hips and pelvis. Exhaling up one side, inhale, dip down, exhale up the other side. Nice long deep breaths. Really feel that activation through one side and that release as you then activate through the other side, separating the 2 sides of your body. 4 more. And when you do that last one, that last reach, stick down in the middle, and then exhale, lift up in the center, lift your heels off the ground, squeeze your butt to its maximum, drive your knees a little bit closer in if you can, touch the knees, pause here, nice long deep breaths, squeeze up a little bit more, squeeze those thighs, and as you inhale, open out, drop the heels, exhale, roll it out. Feet stay where they are and let the knees drop over to one side, then the other side. So roll those knees side to side. Back to center. Inhale, exhale, into the spine. Keep your knees wide. Lift your feet higher than your knees. Bring your big toes together, diamond shape. And then we're going to pivot from the hips, tap the toes down, exhale and back in. If it's too much, just do one leg at a time, maintain that same position, your toes meeting at the same point every time. Otherwise, tap down, lift up. So loads of squeeze into your lower abs on this one. So keep that lower back firmly in position so we're not taking any strain. Relax through those shoulders, no hunching of the shoulders. 8 more little toe taps from 4 each side. Keep those knees wide. Because if your feet are pushing into each other, the knees will open, you're activating the inner thigh. Also, if you can prevent dropping your heels lower than your knees. 4 more, don't rush it. Last 2. Last 1. Then lift your feet, lift your knees, lift your head and shoulders, slide your hands behind the head, and do some impulses here. Just little tiny crunches. Reaching, reaching if you wish, and take your arms forward. Open those knees. Have a look at your heels. Are they higher than your knees? Take them up if they aren't. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And as you drop your head and shoulders, open those knees, slide your hands down the shins, catch your ankles, Or if you can wrap your hands around the outside edges of your feet, do so. Draw the heels down. Open the knees, push your bottom into the ground, shoulders pull back, and stretch open through those hips and groin. So glue your feet together. Put your feet and hands inside, that's it. So lying down, what's it called? Brain. The one?
No.
What are we doing, John?
Dead hand, like that.
We are doing a
Squat. One down,
squat.
one down. Crow.
No, not crow. Got out of my head. My head full of house moving stuff. I want to say pigeon, but it's not pigeon.
Child's pose.
Marion might know this position. Oh, she's going to come and tell us.
I think it's child's pose, isn't it? Somebody else said it.
Child's pose is that. Woo!
No, you're kneeling, aren't you?
Oh, well, it's child's pose then.
Happy baby.
No, not happy baby. Sorry, happy baby. Let's go to happy baby. So open out your feet, and you're ideally getting your ankles sitting above your knees. Your knees heading down towards the floor, bottom pressing down into the floor. So you're trying not to let your knees kind of fall wide of your ankles, and you're aiming your kneecap towards the ground without lifting your bottom up.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Use quite a lot of arm force. Quite nice though. 10 more seconds here, breathe. Good. Now, bring those knees together. Pop your feet down onto the ground and turn over onto your left side. Right. So ideally you're here. You can slightly rest your hand onto your head if you prefer. Your knees are slightly bent, not too far in front of your hip. Your hands can be on top of your waistline or in front of you. We're going to lift the top leg up, and then we're going to turn the knee, so it's pointing down, and we're going to drop the knee just below the other knee, just in front of the other knee, I mean, and then open the knee and tap the feet together. So that preparation we just did with our knees open and our feet together is helping this exercise. So again, if you're not very mobile in your hips, you may find that as you're trying to open your knee, you're going to roll, and that's what we want to prevent doing. So go as far as your muscle allows you to, and then tap it. I don't have a lot of movement myself in this position, so tap, up, tap, up, tap. So I don't want to see hips rolling. Stabilization here. It's going to bother me what that really simple pose that we do, we were just doing is. Oh, butterfly. Butterfly, that's what it was. Yes, you have. We've used it for years.
Cool, then.
We're going to do 4 more of these. Two. On our last one, tap the knee down towards the floor and flex your foot inwards. Now that leg is going to do like a donkey kick away. So you're going to extend and kick it. So I've kicked it slightly behind and up into the air with my toes slightly turned down. Tap the knee, kick it slightly behind, and so on. And again, what we don't want to do is roll that hip away. So stabilize and just squeeze, isolating the hip. Excellent. Doing it right. Everybody's doing it right. And you should be starting to feel this building up a little bit of muscle work. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, a little bit of lactic acid starting to build. 2, last one. We kick it away, we hold it away. Abs on. Turn the toes down, lift the heel, press up and down. Squeeze that buttock cheek. 8 more. 7. Pull the toes in, lead with the heel. 5, 4. Now listen to my instructions. Last 2. Have a look at that thigh at the bottom. Move your top leg so it lines up. Keep your abs engaged. And this time turn the toes up slightly and work again on those leg lifts. 30. 8. 7. Get it high. Come on. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Just stay up there. Hold it and lift it. Bring it back into the center. Squeeze and lift it up a little bit more. 5, 4, 3. Lift. And release. Give it a little tap. We're going to work the inner thighs. A little bit of classic Pilates. So once this little leg has had a rest, you're going to open it back up. So you slightly rolled, very slightly rolled onto that lower buttock. So now it's probably easier to come up onto your, rest your hand onto your head. The bottom leg extends and slides off your mat. So I've got that bottom leg in front of me and it starts in a hover, toes pulled in. We're aiming just to go straight up to the sky. So that leg goes up, it drops down. So it's nowhere near this leg, it's further forward. And because you're slightly tilted, your obliques have to assist the movement of the leg. So feel your toe muscles lifting the leg up and very good students today. Give me 8 more. Concentrate on that inner thigh, lifting the weight of your leg. 5 more. And we, of course, hold the last one in the air. So lift it up and hold. Lift it, lift it, lift it, squeeze it. Go another inch, extend it. Take it further forwards. Go a little bit further, hold it. And release it. Stack your knees. Come up onto your elbow. We're going to do an isolated side plank. So we're not doing anything but holding. Okay, I'm going to time it on my watch for 30 seconds. You have the option to drop your knees down. I'm going to keep my feet stacked one on the other. You can do it with your top leg slightly in front of your lower leg, but make sure you're on the edges of your feet, or you can do it simply on your knees. Okay, so wherever you're going to go, I'm going to stack my feet and I'm going to lift up to bring it, come up now. Push your hips forward and take that arm up to the sky. I've lost my little quick hand. There it is. Lift, lift, lift. So we're trying to create a wonderful arch underneath the body. No pressure in the shoulder. Everything is lifted through the waistline. See if you can look up to that hand. Squeeze the underneath butt cheek. As we transition, we're going to roll through the body, forearm behind forearm, pause in the middle, and take a breath here. 30 seconds holding your front plank. Push and extend those knees, feel the stretch through the calves, scooping that belly in. Hold it, hold it, hold it. My big hand is disappearing. 5 more seconds here. And we're going to turn the same direction. So when you are ready, turn. And then lift up the last 30 seconds here. Breathe. Squeeze that muscle up high. Last 10. And then carefully transition back to the middle. Turn, turn, turn. And then lower your body to the ground. Just bring your forearms to the ground and just lift your chest into a little bit of a cobra. Stretch out through the front of the body with your shoulder blades back, feet on your elbows. And we're simply going to turn over and lie on our right side. Mark, if you want to stop late, you can. It's up to you. So relaxing your head and your arm. Bend your knees in front just slightly, hand on hip or in front of you. We lift that top leg up. And then when you're ready, put the toe down and we tap the knee down in front of the other knee. Turn it up and tap the feet together. So remember the key points, abs on, no rolling through the hips or the pelvis, big squeeze in the tummy muscles, control the leg working, not just your bottom, but your abs as well. 6 more taps. Open that knee up to the sky when you bring your feet together. That's it. 4, 3, 2, and then lower that knee to the floor. Pause there and flex your foot. So your knees rest on the ground in front of the other knee. Abs fired up, and we kick that leg straight back to the air and back down. Please don't let your pelvis wobble all over the place. As soon as you kick your leg behind, the pelvis wants to protrude. So you need to control that movement purely through the joint, using your muscles. You kick in, then heel away, toes in, bring that knee back down. And we're going to go for 8. Bring it back, kick it away for 7. Bring it back, stay with me. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And hold that leg in the air. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Toes down, heels up. And press it up and down. Exhaling, breathing, controls. Big movements if you can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keep it behind you. 2. Have a look at that thigh underneath. Bring that top leg so it lines up with that thigh. And turn the toes up slightly and keep the legs moving up and down. Come on, lots of movement. Squeeze the belly. Big move. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hard enough. And lift it up a little bit more, swing it back to the center. Lift it, squeeze it, squeeze it. 5, 4, lift, 2, and 3. So now we're going to go on the inner thigh of the right leg. So top leg, just bend it back, slide your underneath leg forward. Very slightly tie your hip towards the sky. So I'm leaning a little bit more on that lower buttock. And then we lift that leg up and up to the side. Make sure it's in front of not touching that bent knee, that bent leg. Try and turn your toes down, your heels up, so there's more of inner thigh action. Give me another 8 more big lifts. 5, 4, 3, 2, then we hold it. Hold it and we squeeze it and we lift it up a little bit more. Lift it up to the sky. Lift, higher, higher, higher. Further forward. 5, 4, 3, 2. Much easier that way. Yeah, much easier. Right up onto that elbow. Make your choice if you're on your knee or your toe. Feet slightly separated. And when you're ready, push up. Then push your hips forward, lengthen out the spine, and then reach your arm up. Lift your hips as high as you can. Create an arch underneath the body. Squeeze up through your obliques, squeeze your buttocks. Really squeeze that underneath the buttocks and look up towards the hand. Again. 1 second, Helen. 1 second, taking hand. And seconds. Ooh, I'm not more wobbly inside. Okay, on our next breath, we begin to rotate our body, separate your feet, come over into a full plank and hold. I want you to really focus on extending through the knees, but even stretching on the calves. Squeeze the butt and then drive every part of your abdomen up towards your spine. 10 more seconds here. And then we're going to turn back to face the same way. So rotate first and lift up. Really? Same time. Same time. Making it harder. Please make you do it all over again. 10 seconds left. Lift, lift, lift. Lift, lift, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, and rotate back to middle. Lower yourself down. Come onto your forearms. Get your feet into the ground. And just lift out through the spine. Shoulders pull back. And then just bring yourself with your elbows a little bit closer in, lift up onto your knees and slide yourself back into child's pose, resting your bottom into your heel and extending your arms forward. Roll up onto your hands and knees. I'm just going to change ends. Okay, a little bit of a challenge for you guys. When you're ready, take your feet fairly wide, hands on your shoulders, and lift up into plank. Okay, watch this. I'm going to attempt to lift my left leg and right arm back down and swap to the other side. If you're struggling with that, do one leg, one arm, other leg, other arm. Okay, real core challenge. Whoop, wobbling all over the shop. We're aiming to do 8 in total. Try and just hold that split second as we reach, lengthen, whoop, and drop. I've got 3 more to do. Last one. Then drop your foot, drop. Lower your knees down. Drop down to your elbows and arch your spine. Take the pressure off your shoulders and ribs. Tuck your toes, dolphin. So I'm going to give you 2 options. You can stay here, roll through to a plank, and lift back up. Or take your right leg up to the sky. Keep that right leg up in the air and then roll it lowers down to same level as your other hip, and then lift back up for one. 5 on each side, staying on one side at a time. 5 to the right, 5 to the left, or 10 with both feet on the floor. We do that. Up for 3. Up for 4. Up for 5. Flip over or carry on. You're doing 2 legs. 1, 2, 3. Come on, stay with me. 4. Good shoulder workout, this one. Last one. 5. Stay up in your dolphin, heels down, feet down. Stretch the back of those legs. And then carefully drop down to your knees, back into that child's pose. Take your arms for a walk over to the left, catching hold of your hands so that interlace your fingers, and then use the opposite arm to stretch into that side curve. Take it to the other side, we'll reach to the other side. Come back into the center, come up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under, lift your knees off, and then just bring your right leg forward, but we're not going to pigeon, we're going to go into seated hurdle. So sit down, sorry, your left leg forward, sorry. Sit down into your left buttock and bend your other knee back. Always good to take this foot a little bit further forward and then drop down towards that shin. Elbows down, lower your hinges down. You can hold on to that foot if you wish and just pull your chest a little bit closer towards that leg. Find a stretch. Or if you're John, who's doing what I told him not to do, you should go to pigeon.
Yeah. It's stretching though.
Breathe here. We're going to do a really nice front opener stretch from here. So just go another 2 breaths. Go a little bit deeper if you can. And then carefully come up. Take your hand behind you. And then we're going to lift up here. So I've lifted up onto my shin and my opposite knee. Swoop the arm and stretch your arm up. And look, imagine you're trying to arch your spine and lift your chest. Take your hand back behind you and look back behind you. It's a lovely stretch down the right hip flexor. And then just gently release. Switch sides. So ideally, just literally turn your legs like that. Oh, Marion's gone. Right, they're just facing away. So take that foot forward, lean forward down into that shin. Find that stretch. Okay, when you're ready, come up. Hand behind, lift your hips onto that shin and your knee, and then swoop the arm, look back, reach that whole side of your front body forward. Stretch, stretch, stretch. So go deeper, lean back, reach further, hips forward. One more breath. And then ease it off. Bring the soles of your feet together in front of you. Hold on to your feet. So, just like we were doing, we'll lie on our backs. Push the knees down, sit tall. Open out. Lift the chest. Get as tall as you can. Look at the mirrors. Have a look at your spine. Is it dead flat? And then carefully ease off. Bring your elbows forward. Curve your spine out and drop down. A little bit deeper, a little bit further. And then as you roll back out, just lean back. And for the last time, lift your chest, pull your shoulders back. Get a little seesaw motion rolling through the hips. And then change your position to a comfortable place. Lift up tall, hold you onto your knees. Open your arms and inhale, raise your arms up. Interlace the fingers, full stretch up. Lift up, and then bring your hands together. Clap, bow. Thank you, gentlemen.
You.
Thank you so much.